Alright, hello everyone, my name is Matt Scorpion, and welcome back to the Eververse update. Now, because of the seasonal rotation, I will reiterate for some folks. When you look at the Eververse store, you'll see things like this. The Touch of a Malice exotic ornament is now available, but another important thing to keep an eye on is the new archive editions. If there was anything from a few seasons ago, namely season of the Risen, aka the launch season with Witch Queen, if there was anything you missed, like the Void Titan or the Void bundles with the Void armor sets, any exotic ornaments, any emotes that you have been waiting for Bright Dust to come back around, and that sort of thing. If you've been waiting for it, but are done waiting, you can go back in and pay some silver and actually pick them up the traditional way and just straight up buying them, and you can get some of the stuff from a few seasons ago. Aside from that, it is time to get into the Bright Dust store, as shown. Now, with the Postamatism is a seasonal shader from Season of the Splicer. It's one that I like because it combines black, very, very dark greens, and orange. It looks very good for armor, as you can see on my Titan here. It got the real Halloween look going. But then, guns is a little weird, because it gets that green, but then it also gets that, like, faded, shiny gold. It looks good, but compared to the armor, not so great. But then, also, we have the thumbs down protection, which is my opinion of almost every single projection, just because SIFA best. Then we also have the fire break shell, which is basically a ghost if it was trying to be a fire truck. And I do say it looks really good, even though it also looks like it could be a grenade at the same time. Then we also have the Rising Dawn emote from Season of the Chosen, which is basically you pulling a Warlock Daybreak sword out of nowhere, and then just kind of letting it fade. Then into the big ticket items, we have Celestial Dome, which is basically Dreaming City the shader, because it is shiny, it is bright, it has some very dark blues, and that's it. It's a very clean one, but that's pretty much it. Then we also have Byzantium Lotus, which is one of those armor shaders that I swear, it looks good anytime I look at it, but then I try to use it, and it's just really rough. Like right now, my Titan honestly doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty good. But if I used it, maybe on my Hunter, it'd just be dirt. Then we also have Gloam Strife, which is an abomination of a shader. Because let me take this through one by one. Looking at my armor, the base is like a dark brown or a faded wood oak sort of thing. And then the secondaries is a yellow. And not too terrible. It looks construction-like. Doesn't look too bad. But then you go to my towel, that's like a seafoam green. And then you look at the underlying armor bits, that's some more seafoam green. The glow is a dark neon blue, but then it's, for some reason, got red in it. At least in terms of my exotic. This is a bit of a mess, and I don't know if it can be fixed. Then we also have Amethyst Bloom, which is one of those ones that is not my color palette, but I will admit doesn't look half bad. It's a lot of magentas, purples, and blues, and it's real shiny, but it doesn't look half bad. Not even gonna lie. Then for Transmats, we have Vex Arrival from the Vanilla Season, which somehow I apparently don't have anywhere in my collections. Then we also have Reef Awoken, which is, you know, one of the many Reef shaders that just looks a little glowy. And then we also have Paraversal Singularity from the 30th anniversary, which is probably the most trippy of all the Transmats in existence. Then into the main items, we have the Playground Ride from Season of Dawn, which is basically your Guardian just getting on the Mini Sparrow, but it's not even the real Mini Sparrow, and you just carry on until you don't know more. And then we also have the M3D1, which I believe is supposed to be the Medic Shell, which it doesn't look half bad considering, but this is another one of those many editions of a thing that I would use, but at the same time, I think mine looks way better. Same thing with Cosmo Starling here. The Sparrow looks great, although it's not always on time. And even though this is supposed to be based off of a, like, retro Shelby Cobra look, it's hard to use just because it's a little weak and slow. And another thing for Red Line Torpedo, this was a part of the Hot Rod set from Season of Splicer. It looks pretty good. It actually shaders pretty well when you look at things like this iridescent Carcary. Actually, no, it wasn't that one. It was Tide Smoke that I remember looking at. It looked pretty cool. But then at the same time, it's not my Platinum Starling, so I'm probably not going to grab it. Then we also have Photodraulic Actuators for Syntheseps. Now this is the Titan item, and there are others for each class, because obviously not everyone plays Titan. Some people don't even have a Titan made. But then, of course, this is one of those ones that just looks like a Synthesept thing. Now, I checked on my other two characters, and this is attempt number 2, so if I can worm a way into it, I can actually show you what the other two classes are without even changing character. Now for Hunters, it is on Knucklehead Radar. Now, if I can go down here, aha, here we go. It is 9 days and nights. Which, I gotta admit, this looks really good. Like, if I put this with the Deepstone Crypt Legacy's Oath set, it would look really well. This is when it came out, right when Deepstone Crypt was launching in the same season. And when you compare it to its original, and the one other ornament it got during Season 3, this looks freaking amazing. But then it's Knucklehead, which literally just gives you that. Like, there's no extra details. That's all it does. It's shit. But then also for Warlocks, it is an ornament for a very well-known exotic, and that is... Where did it go? Lunafaction Boots. Now, this one is a good one, mainly because of shaders. Now, if you look at this one, it's very bright. It's got some details to it that you wish you could change, but then you also have Matter Flare, which might look a little bit better generally, but then there's a lot more orange and colors that you can't change, but then you have Lace Riders, which is a bit more cooled down and looking that way. Now, to put it in perspective, the shader I would be running on it is this one right here, Rustberry. When you compare it between the other two ornaments and how it looks compared, you can see why I made that choice. But then, aside from that, that is pretty much everything, including a... Oh, wait, forgot one thing. One very important thing. A very, very important thing. Foundational structure, which is basically hard lights, but it is a skeletonized frame to it. Then, also, we have a transmat of the Bank from Gambit that you can burn alongside all of your memories of Gambit, because it is Gambit. With that, my name is Ben Scorpion, and I'll see you in the next video.